I don't know if any of you realize that there's another Richard Hatch out there, but this has caused me deep pain. No, I'm not kidding. I actually, somebody was asking me to be a host of this reality show with this very famous kind of detective that goes after existing high-profile cases. And he's got all this latest technology, you know, voice reading stuff, he's a profiler, he can do all this cool stuff. Anyway, we met first night I got here and had a great conversation, and the next day my friend Ed, who's producing the show, comes up to me and says, well, you know, my world-class famous detective came to me and said, why didn't you tell me? And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, I thought Richard was in prison. And I'm thinking, he's this top-flight, world-class detective who knows everything, and obviously did a little research on me and came up with the conclusion that I was Richard Hatch, the Survivor guy. So anyway, I'm doing this. I got asked to do this reality show, and you know, there's got to be a real reason for doing it, and you know, part of it is really kind of chronicling the journey of an actor, a real actor in this business, the ups and downs, the behind the scenes, the real struggle. Most people look at, you know, famous people, think they've always been that way, and in truth, you know, the journey of an artist is really an acid test of one's soul, and I wanted to really kind of get into that. But other than that, I wanted to really delineate the difference between that Richard Hatch and this Richard Hatch. So it's called Who the Frack is the Real Richard Hatch. And real quick, I'm also getting ready to direct a movie called Ghost Frequencies that we're putting together right now, formed a production company, and we're also developing an online sci-fi fantasy network that will actually serve the sci-fi fantasy community. That's what it's called. No, and we'll talk later.
Over here.
Hey, my question is for James. I was wondering, the season previous to this one, pretty much every other episode, Baltar was getting tortured or trying to kill himself, and there was a lot of like mental darkness and suffering. And I was just wondering, is that kind of difficult to go through as an actor compared to the lighter stuff earlier in this season?
Truthfully, it was really difficult to go through. This is with all of us in the show, and it's something that we bring up. We can't bear to break this thing all over. We try and hold the mirror up to nature. So there's this thing while you're doing it, and you're just on a television show pretending, but you know that there are people who are being tortured. And that's really troubling and really sad. You want to get yourself in a space where it looks like you really are, because in some way, if you don't, it's almost like slandering people's memories who really are going through this kind of thing. The lighter moment, I was going to bring this up at the panel yesterday, the lighter moment about that was actually that it was directed by Eddie, who had even more insane ideas than we actually filmed. So, I mean, the first thing he said was like, how are you with sharks? What are you talking about, Eddie? In the psychotic episode, I've been speaking to the Vancouver Aquarium. We're going to put you in a shark tank. How are you with the sharks? So like, Eddie, that'd be ridiculous. When you go to the Vancouver Aquarium, you can't spit in the water. You get pulled out. It's like, you know, don't infect the animals. I'm like, you think they're going to let you in the shark tank? And then he's got this thing about when my head was in that brace and this thing, they brought in this real special doctor to absolutely, what's the word, do this thing where they keep your eyelids open with special metal clips. And they try, and the producer Harv is watching them on a table. This is like, this is a week before we're going to shoot like that, and they're putting it in, and then, I can't remember though, I was like, this one really hurts. They went, yeah, that got broken in my car. I'm like, to be really honest, I'm not being paid enough to have metal clips. And he's like, we really need it. I'm like, no, you really don't need it. So that kind of kept some sense sense of humour going in my mind, but also, as well, I think it's really important, you know, there's a lot of people who want to see this guy get his just desserts. He'd done so many dreadful things, and then we're asking the audience again, do you really want to see another human being suffering? Just because he's caused some suffering, is this justice or is it punitive? And at the end of this very thing, one of the reasons I got rid of my hair and shaved it all off is because, as I've said to lots of people, I looked in the mirror every morning and was like, flip, I feel like Gaius Baltar. And then I shaved and I was like, no, I'm just an actor.
Aaron, tell us about The Bridge.
The Bridge is a movie that I just finished in Toronto. It's a movie of the week, which is sort of like a backdoor pilot as well. I kind of want to like Battlestar did with the miniseries. It's for the CTV network. They're the same people who make that TV show Flashpoint and then sold it to Fox. They're looking to do something similar with this. It's about cops. I play Frank Leo, who is loosely based on this real guy named Craig Bromell. He's really, they call him, he's quite notorious actually. He's sort of, he's the Tony Soprano of the police world. It's really interesting hanging out with this guy. He was a cop for 18 years and then quickly rose the ranks, became the head of the Toronto Police Association, basically the union, which is the 4th largest police union in North America, 7,500 cops. And he completely changed policing in the city and a lot around North America because he's gone on to consult with the LAPD, the NYPD, Chicago, and all over the place. Really to bring a better working life to the everyday police officer and really piss off the mayor and the chief and everybody. So it's a really interesting political struggle between the everyday cop and the crap they have to go through and the politics of it. So I have no idea when it's going to air. I literally finished it and then came here. So, but look for it. It's called The Bridge. Thank you.